got a real public confidence issue here, haven't we? It's 114 in total. The person who's at the head of the civil service was questioned by a panel of MPs yesterday. Sort of mixed reactions of how he fared. But we do need to see. The inquiry will be led by someone called Dame Elizabeth Butler-Slosh, who I think you know quite well. She is nobody's fool. You're exactly the sort of person who you want at the head of the inquiry. She's got tremendous form. Sorry, she did the Cleveland child. Yes, she did the Cleveland child scandal. She was also involved in some of the Princess Diana investigations. But what we need is to rebuild public confidence, and I think possibly she could be the woman to do it.
Well, there is, of course, a massive difference between documents that were shredded in the normal course of getting rid of stuff that's out of date and a cover-up, and that's what we need to know, which it was. But there's I think he's a Labour MP who apparently is going to reveal today that there are far more copies. There wasn't just one copy of this dossier, there are a lot more, and what needs apparently to happen is that the Official Secrets Act needs to be lifted in some way so that other people who have got access to these copies can come out with them. So
there are copies that are there that are intact?
Well, it's surprising if there was ever only, only one copy. And the allegation from this MP is that there are more than one copy, and people who have got them, and they just need to have the permission to reveal them.
The frustrating thing is some of them could be so low level. They really could be absolutely innocuous, literally just small references that mean nothing. But because we're living in this post-Jimmy Savile era where automatically we hear, oh, what have we got here? And there are others, we won't necessarily name them all, but we know who I'm talking about. There is now the public willingness to find out. We have to be satisfied.
Well, Dr. John Bird of the National Association for People Abused in Childhood, which is NAPAC, said that the same names have been given by callers to the charities helpline again and again.
You sense it's about to break, don't you?
Yes,
That's when you really do.
Well, as we say about,
in good time
about this and all other cases, that if you know something, no matter how historical it is, then come forward and report it, because now more than ever before you are being listened to.
And is that the one positive we take out of this? That at least people now are listened to? For decades, the automatic assumption was that you're never going to break through because there's a cover-up, or you're telling a pack of lies, or you're just wasting your breath. It does seem it is literally now. But I mean, it's terrible for these people. They've endured it for decades, but they have a voice.
No matter who they
have a
are,
voice.
come forward. Yes,
There's also a suggestion that the files from the various government whips departments might hold some information, because for decades it was Ted Heath who first set up this thing called the Dirt Book, whereby they kept useful information on MPs and they sort of helped them out of various, it might have been a financial difficulty or whatever, and then they'd got them, you see, once you are helping somebody to hide something. So whether those documents still exist or not, who knows, but they must all come forward.